just written in the last few days here in the beginning of March 2021. I was asked by a friend, Bob Nelson, a folk singer up in Everett and a music historian, if I had any songs about Johnny Appleseed. Well, I knew the Disney song and I knew a Gene Autry song, but I didn't have my own, so I wrote one. This is it. I've added it to my collection of American legends, and this is it right here called Johnny Appleseed True. When I was just a boy, my folks took me to a farm to see an ancient apple tree, and there I learned this yarn. Around the trunk a bench was built, a sign was hung to read, planted long ago by Johnny Appleseed. Some say it's just a story, I do believe it's true. Books are written about him, cartoons and movies too. Johnny Appleseed, he lived long ago. Many tales about him, they grow and grow and grow. Some tales are certain fact, his life was like a seed. The solitude of nature was all he'd ever need. From cider mills he got the seeds, sacks big and round, and planted them in places where he didn't own the ground. Along the river banks and in places seldom seen, in the wilderness or on a farm that had the need. He bartered apple trees to help the settlers' cause, for they had to plant an orchard that was written in the law. He made a fence of brambles to protect his tiny trees. Briars kept the deer from eating tender buds and leaves. Each spring he took the saplings to farms all around, till orchards were everywhere and apples did abound. Native tribes knew him by the look in his eye. He never tried to cheat them nor ever tell a lie. Johnny Appleseed, he lived long ago. Many tales about him, they grow and grow and grow. Some tales are certain fact, his life was like a seed. The solitude of nature was all he'd ever need. He gathered victuals in the wild, berries, nuts, and seeds. He knew herbs and remedies and shared with folks in need. The rivers were his highways, he floated them a lot. No home of his own, he slept outside a lot. His clothes were torn and tattered, or coffee sacks he found. His cap may have been a pot or an old hat laying round. Folks would take him in when weather was too much. He'd often quote a verse, Beatitudes and such. Never in a place too long, he vanished through the trees. He never killed a thing, not bugs nor birds nor beasts. He kept a-moving west to beat the human tide, canoeing with a sack of apple seeds by his side. Johnny Appleseed, he lived long ago. Many tales about him, they grow and grow and grow. Some tales are certain fact, his life was like